everybody, and welcome to Counterpoint. This is a new podcast that we're starting just as a kind of a little side show to the stray topics. Sometimes you'll get me and Troy.
Hey,
Sometimes
everybody.
you might even get the millennial sometimes on this. So,
Sometimes I don't know if he'll ever make it back. He's
well,
a hard man to find.
he's in the abyss, but we'll have to pull him back out at some point and put
He
him
is
to
a
work.
true millennial. He doesn't show up very often, and he makes plans and never follows through. Sorry, millennials of the world, don't hate me, but for him, it's the truth.
Yeah, they'll hate you anyway, so it doesn't matter.
That's true. Anyway, hey, thanks. Welcome everybody to the new Point Counterpoint. It's a little counter foray away from stray topics. It's still under the stray topics umbrella. It's a little podcast where we're going to talk about a topic, and we're going to debate or talk about the pros and the cons of the topic.
Yeah, and and new, we're doing video this time. So
yeah,
that's
in the age of
for
COVID, there's really with Zoom, where we work, it's Zoom crazy.
Yeah.
So we thought, we did stray topics for a while. We did about 20 episodes, and we kind of got away from it because of COVID and because of other things. And so we had to figure out a way that we could do these without actually being together. Zoom was a one way, but this is not Zoom. We're using a product called StreamYard to do these with. So this will allow us to do video as well as audio. We can strip the audio out and put it on Podbean for the podcast. And we can do the video for Facebook and YouTube Live. So it's a new thing for us, Abe.
Yeah, and just to know, we do have some new episodes, stray topics coming. We plan to do it in a similar fashion. So this will be a little bit of a test to see how all that goes. But welcome. We're glad to have everybody here. We're glad to be back on the air a little bit. So we hope you enjoy what we're getting ready to do. Make sure you subscribe to the Stray Topics podcast. That'll get you also this podcast and allow you to hear everything that we are producing right now.
That's true. You can visit us at straytopics.com, and you can get every episode there. You can also see the video there. We'll embed the video there for people to see it if you miss it on YouTube or Facebook. When we do the Facebook Live thing, we can actually do comments. We'll have a chat session, so you can send us comments, chat with us while we're doing the podcast, and we'll even feature some of them on the air, like I'm doing the banner right there that says straytopics.com. I'll actually put your question on the screen, and we may even address a few of them, or try to anyway. So this is Point Counterpoint with Abe and Troy.
Or as Siri calls me, Abe.
Abe, that's true. So today, since this is our first episode of Point Counterpoint, we wanted to do a topic, and it was really funny how this came about today. We were at work, and my phone rings, and it rings just for a split second. It's like somebody dialed the number and then went, oh, and hung up, just like a half ring. But weirdly, just as soon as they hung up, the phone rang again, and it was a totally different number. It was 2 phone calls back to back. And so Abe hears the phone ring first, and then them hang up, and then it ring again. And he thought that I'd gotten a text and then a phone call. And then he said, oh man, do you have the same ringtone for everything? And so our topic for today is ringtones on phones. It's just a fun topic to start out with, nothing really controversial. But the question is do you use different ringtones or vibration sequences for different modes, like text, calls, etc.?
And I'd say a lot of people probably do that. They do, separate their contacts out with special ringtones, so they know who's calling by the sound of the ringtone. And text messages also the same way. They want to know who's texting them before they even look at the phone.
So as you can see, point, counterpoint. I'm going to argue, or I'm going to talk about why anybody would want to have multiple ringtones for different things. And Abe's going to counterpoint with absolutely people want to have that.
Of course they do. You know that.
Well, here's my argument for why does it matter?
Now, wait a minute. Before we start with your little counterpoint there, we
Okay.
have to let the viewers know that your ringtone is an old, on the phone or on the wall, rotary phone sounding ringtone.
Well, there's a reason for
Who
that.
does that?
Well, people who can't hear shit. That's who does it.
Well,
I can't hear these weird guitar, acoustic guitar, nice sounding, cool ringtones. I don't hear them. And so if I'm going to have it on, I have to have it loud. So that's the loudest ringtone I got. So therefore, that's what it is.
So
if I
I'm
had
guessing
something louder, it'd be something loud, something else.
So I'm guessing Maramba is out of the question then.
Can't hear it. No, I can't hear any of that stuff. So, and to be honest with you, I can't even hear the old timey the phone that ringtone I got now. So
that's pretty bad.
Maybe so yeah, that
maybe
is
you need a little flashing light on it or something.
I do. You're right. As you get older, and you'll see this as you get my age, Abe, you'll need the same thing. Well, here's the deal for me. I don't need 50 ringtones for different things. I carry my phone in my back pocket. I usually have it on vibrate. And there's a reason. First of all, every time your phone rings, and you're guilty of this too, Abe, every time your phone rings with one of those special ringtones you got or one of those special vibrations you got, you're all the time reaching for it and you pull it around and look at it. So yeah, you may know, oh, that's a text, but you're still going to look at the phone. So what does it matter if it rings, vibrates, plays Smoke on the Water? What's it matter what it plays? You're still going to pick the thing up and look at it.
Well, maybe.
Maybe to it, you're going to do it.
No, now if you have a customized ringtone for let's say it's something for work, and you want it to sound different than everything else, so you don't have to sit there and wonder if it's something I really need to go pick up right this second, or if I can wait a few seconds,
A few seconds.
You're still gonna look it can be even minutes. Who knows?
Oh, that's work. So I can wait 10 seconds to look at that one.
No, it'd be the opposite. I have to actually check the work.
That's true. That's true. And that's another thing for us. We have to be able to hear the phone. But anyway, for me, and I feel like for everybody else out there, most people, as soon as their phone rings, dings, vibrates, plays Smoke on the Water, plays whatever, they're picking their phone up anyway. They're not waiting. I mean, people get Facebook messages and they're automatically picking up their phone ding, emails, whatever comes in, they're all the time picking them up. And heck, half the time people are just walking around with the phone stuck in their face all day long anyway. So
I see your point, but
I
see your point, but it's wrong.
Okay.
This is one of the main reasons I think really Android came along, is because you could customize everything. People love to mess with their phones. They love to customize things. They love to have that cool new song as their ringtone. It just brings joy to people's lives. You know what I mean?
Real joy. I get that, and you do have a valid counterpoint. Yes, when you're 16, you do dig. Man, listen to I've got the cool new
or 50
Backstreet Boys song or whatever, whoever's hot nowadays,
Oh Lord, nobody's playing Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, but today for people like me, no.
Maybe Maggie Thacker, girl I used to work with at the hospital. She loves older songs like that, and she loves New Kids on the Block actually. So I wouldn't surprise me if she had a ringtone like that.
Yeah, well, my wife has one. It's Jesus Freak from, I don't even know who sings it. One of those
Jesus Freak
Christian bands. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, but it's the same ringtone for everything, except for her.
Then how does she know who's calling?
Well, it's a ringtone for phone calls, but her texts are like bloop, bloop, whatever that little.
See, that's the problem I have with yours. Yours is the same for text, ringing, so you don't know if you're getting a text or somebody's calling you.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to look at it anyway. So what's it
Well,
matter if it's a text or if it's a phone call? I'm still going to pick the phone up.
I like to know. I like to know. That's the reason why I have the ICQ sound
Oh,
for a new message,
that's a
for
text.
text
Let me look
message.
at it. Oh, that's a
Plus, it's
phone call.
loud
Let
and
me
I
look
can
at
hear
it. You're
things.
still looking at it. What's
Well,
it matter? I mean,
it's fun. People love that
it's
stuff.
really
People
fun.
love having songs and having cute little. And I know this is going to be for the millennial R2D2 type sounds or something from
Yeah.
Star
What was that he
Wars.
had on his phone that time? Roger,
He's
Roger,
got
or something.
yeah, from Star Wars.
So,
See, it's cute and it's fun.
yeah,
But
let me play that for that.
the millennial's not here to defend himself.
That's okay. It's a Star Wars thing. Anyway,
But that's the cool, fun part about it.
and I get it. I do. I understand how some people would want that. I really do. But I'm just not one of them. I look at my phone continually. I don't need a different ringtone for different things. I'm going to pick it up anyway. So what's it matter to me? So that's my point. But I understand your counterpoint. I really do.
Well, I understand yours too, even though it's wrong.
Oh, okay.
And people do enjoy doing this stuff.
I'm
And
sure they do. Some do, but now I do know a few people who don't. The older folks. I'm sure they don't have different ringtones for different
so
things.
you don't think that somebody like my dad, bless his heart, when he was still alive, he would love to have 50s music playing for his ringtones.
I'm sure he would, but you would have to set that up for him, and therefore he
Well,
probably would not have it.
well, that may be true, but
Just like my
most
dad. But my dad wouldn't want anything like that. My dad had a rooster crowing one time. It was one of the basic ringtone sounds, and his was a rooster that was going off. So,
that's
I
better than
mean,
an old telephone like
well,
yours.
it is what it is. But
Because see,
I,
and the fact that you use a generic tone like that, what's to say you're in Walmart, somebody else's is ringing with that same stupid tone. You don't know whether it's your phone or their phone. At least if you had it customized to something that you like, then you would know it's your phone, not somebody else's ringing. I've had that to happen.
uh, yeah, that would be true. But most of the time, how many times have you been somewhere and somebody's phone rings? And regardless, they pick their phone up and look at it to see if it's their phone ringing, and they don't even use that ringtone.
Well, that's the
That
thing. Well,
happens
I
all
mean,
the
I'm sure
time.
that does happen
I've
sometimes.
even done that. I hear some little, like you said, what is that, maramba or whatever,
Yeah, the marimba. Yeah,
or whatever, and I don't even use that. But I will pull my phone out of my pocket to look at it to
because
see
you'll think
if
it's your
for some
phone.
reason it's all of a sudden ringing like that.
See, I have mine set to music, so if it does something, most people aren't playing the same exact music that I'm playing, so I kind of know it's my phone at that point. Just like my wife, if we're out shopping and her phone rings, she's got like from The Hobbit or something like that, the intro music to The Hobbit, so I know that's her phone. It's not my phone. I don't need to look at my phone.
Well, but if it were me, and sometimes, like I said, I do not. My wife does have that one tone, and I know when it rings, it's hers. I don't have to look at my phone at that point. But literally,
She's
I have been in Walmart walking by and somebody's phone ringing. I'll pull mine out of my pocket thinking it's mine ringing, and I don't even use that ringtone.
I don't know if that's
So,
because of that or if that's just because you're getting old.
senile. I'm senile. Yeah,
Everybody thinks it's my phone ringing.
yeah, yeah,
Of course, back in the days when the iPhone first came out, you only had those kind of ringtones. You didn't have anything else. So every time somebody's phone rang, you thought it was your phone. Or so
yeah,
anytime you heard the little text message pop, you thought it was yours.
yeah.
So customized ringtones have come a long way. It's made life tremendously better.
Well, I guess. I still argue the point, though, that it's useless because you're going to look at your phone anyway. Ultimately, you're going to look at it. Even if it ain't your ringtone, you're going to look at it because that's just what happens. We cannot put our phones down for 5 minutes. We can't even drive from here to work without looking at our phones.
That is
So
true.
what's it matter what ringtone we got? We're pretty much looking at them 24 hours a day anyway.
I
Uh,
see your point too.
so you
But
can
like
pretty well take all the sounds out of the phone. It don't even have to make a sound. You're still going to look at it and you're still going to know when something happens. Here's another reason that I don't see a reason at all for specialized ringtones. I don't even see a reason for ringtones, except for when I'm asleep. Um, and it's this.
Oh, your
That's the
watch.
watch. Um, I have it set to. I have an iPhone. I have an Apple Watch, and so when my phone sends a text or I get a call or whatever, my watch vibrates, and I always do this. So why should I care? Why should I make it my phone play "Smoke on the Water" and my watch vibrate? I mean, it's
I get it with the watch thing. That's a little, that's a little different, I guess.
yeah. I mean, my watch isn't going to play "Smoke on the Water." It's just going to vibrate.
But how many times you been in a store and you hear people's phones go off and they got some cool music playing, and
Uh,
you're like, "Yeah, I like that song. That's pretty cool."
Never. Pretty much not. Though there is one thing though I will give you for your side of this argument. You used to have some of the coolest things on your phone, and I dug them, like the Pac-Man sound, the,
Oh
the
yeah,
Pac-Man
yeah,
arcade sound. That is truly cool
mm.
because that is stuff that and some people wouldn't have a clue. Younger folks would be like, "What the heck is that?"
Yeah, yeah. They'd be like, "What in the world?
But
Sounds like a siren going off."
But from back in my day, yes, that sound. I'll always remember the Pac-Man theme music.
It gives you a little
So
bit of nostalgia,
yeah,
seeing when you
so
hear.
I could dig that. But now here's another thing.
I can set it for you on your phones.
I don't think I want it. But here's why. Sometimes I forget to turn phones off, and I'll be somewhere,
That has happened
and
to
all
me
of a sudden
too.
that thing goes, doo, 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 and they're loud as crap, and everybody just. I
That's
mean,
happened in a meeting a couple of times.
so I usually just silence mine. Mine's on silence right now, and I'm on call, so I better make it not on silent. But
See,
yeah,
that's the problem with putting everything on silent. My son does that all the time, and I can't never get a hold of him. You try to call him, and rings and rings and rings and rings, and then I never do get anything from him. And then eventually he'll call me back once he
yeah.
sees it.
Well, that could be selective
Oh,
phone
I'm sure it is.
filtering.
Well, he says he
That's
does it.
bad. Oh, he may have he may have a specific ringtone for you where he's like, oh, it's dad. I can wait 30 minutes to answer it. Just like you said. So see, if
Yeah.
everybody's phone was generic and it just vibrated, he wouldn't know. He'd think, well, that might be my girlfriend. I better look at it. Ah, it's dad.
Sometimes the silence on a phone is detrimental to when you want to try to get a hold of your kids. Anyway,
So with the vibration thing or with the ringtones now, if I can assign ringtones to certain people, then like you said, I could say, oh, that's Abe. I don't want to talk to Abe. I'm not
yeah, I don't
answering
want to
Abe's
talk to
phone
that
call.
weirdo.
Yeah, that ain't cool. So I don't know. I see both sides, but I think it doesn't matter. You're going to ultimately look at it, and even if you don't look at it at the moment that it rings, I wonder, and I wish the millennial was here. He could probably look this up for us. I wonder what the average time for humans, how long we can go without looking at our phone.
Oh Lord, I'd say that's it depends on the age, probably.
I wonder what it is. I wonder what the average time that what is the average of how often we look at our phones? I
Well,
wonder what that is.
as you see people driving down the roads looking at them, you can the younger they are, they seem to want to drive and look at their phones at the same
Yeah.
time, and that's
They look at them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and I wonder what the frequency is. Do they look
um,
at them? Is the average every 5 minutes? Is it every 10? Is it every 2? What is the average?
hmm.
That's a
Maybe
good.
somebody could comment on our
Yeah,
video
that'd be
and let
good.
us know
Maybe,
that.
yeah, somebody could look that up for us and let us know because I'd be interested to know because that I'm gonna see if I can search it here. Average time um, between uh, would it be between uh,
How many times a day you look at your phone?
how many
That
times
might be an easy one to
a
do.
day do we look at our phone? Come on, Google. You know everything.
You got to hit that. What is it? I'm lucky.
Americans check their phone on average once every 12 minutes,
Ain't that crazy?
burying their heads in their phones 80 times a day, according to new research. And this is
That's
November 8th.
probably lowballing it.
Yeah, this is November 8th, 2017.
Oh
A
Lord,
study,
yeah.
a study by global tech protection and support company Assurion found that the average person struggles to go little more than 10 minutes without
Mhm.
checking their phone. So, what does it matter what your ringtone is? If you could take the sounds completely out of the phone, you're going to look at it according to Google, and you know Google's always right. You you're going to look at your phone every 10 minutes anyway.
Well, if you agree with me, which is the right way to agree, leave
Ah.
us a comment on Facebook or on straight YouTube, and you know, let us know what kind of ringtones you have. Actually, if you believe like I do that you should customize.
And if you believe like me that it really doesn't matter, it don't even matter if it rings. You're going to look at it in 10 every 10 minutes anyway, so you're not going to miss many calls. Then comment and let us know. Also, I pose the question at the bottom of the screen: do you have different ringtones for different people? If you have different ringtones for phone calls and then another tone for texts, do you have specific tones for dad,
Oh,
mom,
I guarantee you, people do.
your kids, your boss? Oh, that's the boss. No, don't answer that. Do you have specific ringtones for different people? And I'm sure there's a lot of people, Abe, I'm sure that agree with you. And to
Oh
be
yeah.
honest with you, these new phones are intended to be used like that.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's a useless feature. I'd rather them take that feature out and put something in it that would be worth having, because it
Like,
doesn't matter. My phone,
like
it don't matter. My phone could sound like that, and I'm going to I'll look at it every 10 minutes. It does not matter.
that's funny.
It
That
doesn't
is so
matter.
funny. Well,
So
folks,
go ahead.
we no, I was going to say, folks, we appreciate you listening to this to our point counterpoint.
Yeah, this is pretty fun. We plan to do these. We plan to do a lot of things that we never do. Hopefully, let's just say hopefully, we're hopeful that we can continue to do these every now and again. Maybe like once a week. It'd be nice to do a point counterpoint, something that we encounter through the week. It could be a controversial topic. It could be like this, a non-controversial topic. I don't know. Maybe this is a controversial topic.
Mhm.
We've got the camp that believes in ringtones for different things, and the camp that doesn't give a crap. So so maybe this is controversial too. But sometimes we'll do controversial topics. We had thought about maybe doing one on UT this week with all the news coming in with the things going on, but we thought this one would be a good way to warm up and get everything kind of flowing. Maybe next time we'll do something a little bit more controversial. One thing I want to say though is just because we argue a point or a counterpoint sometimes isn't the real way that we believe.
Mhm.
There's a yin and yang to everything in the world, and so the purpose of this podcast is to look at things from a different perspective, not
Mhm.
just always one way, but look at the other view as well, and kind of cover that, and kind of get a feedback from people as to maybe how they feel. But again, it's not the views we express aren't always are is not the way that we believe. Sometimes we just are covering a different side of the topic to for content.
Yep, absolutely.
So
Um,
so don't blow us up, and don't say that Troy is a douchebag
I don't
and
need hate mail
we
or
hate
any.
him. He's such a dummy. Uh, you know. Uh, and again, a lot of times we may agree, we may not agree. Even Abe and I, we work together. Sometimes he believes one way and I believe another, and it's okay to have differing opinions. I don't have to subscribe to his. He doesn't have to subscribe to mine, but we still got to live together, work together, and it's all good.
Yep,
What differing opinions is what makes the world go around.
yep,
So no hate mail, no junk like that. We're not here to stir up any crap. We're not here to spark any violence or hate groups, and we're not trying to do anything crazy. We're just trying to have some good fun and talk about some weird topics. We may talk about who knows. who knows what we'll talk about. We may talk about music. Some people like country, some people like rock, and we can argue the difference between the two. But nevertheless, it's still music, and
Yeah.
whether you like one or the other really doesn't matter. It's you like what you like, and we just like to get a view from every angle sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, remember to keep track of us again at straytopics.com. Make sure you visit the website, leave us comments there. We like to know how we're doing. If there's anything we could do to improve this podcast or the Stray Topics
Other
podcast,
than not do it.
yeah, don't
That's
say not do it.
that's not an option. I mean, we want to do this. This is something we have fun doing.
But,
So, don't send us the thing saying, I know how you can improve it. Just quit.
right.
We would probably cry. You'd hate to see an
And I
old man
promise
cry.
we do have some new Stray Topics coming soon, and along with the millennial, of course.
He'll be back with his fun facts of the
Oh,
day.
Lord, I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah, I know. He let's in homage to the millennial. We'll give a little bit of the intro of the Straight Topics fun facts of the day. And we'll stop it right there.
Yeah. Let's not got that one going. But like I said, check us out, like us, comment, give us ways to improve the show. If you see something that we could do better, let us know. Like I said, we're doing it for fun, so keep that in mind when you comment, please.
That's right. We're going to do these live on Facebook. As I said, you'll be able to chat with us, and we'll feature your chat on the screen. We're going to do these on YouTube. They'll be both streamed live to both services. Sometimes we'll do Facebook. We'll stream it to my account and to Abe's. So it's going to be available just about anywhere. We've got a new feature coming too on the Stray Topics website. It's our radio station that we have, that Stray Topics Radio. It's live right now. We've got some work to do on that. We got some things planned to do for that, and so we'll keep an eye out on Facebook and YouTube for that, and on straytopics.com. We got a lot of things planned. Again, though, depending on what happens in life and how things go, but if everything goes the way we plan it to go, then we've got a lot of things planned, and a lot of fun we're going to have this year.
All right. Well, that pretty much does it for this podcast, folks. We appreciate you listening, watching. Leave some comments again, and like us on Facebook. That always helps. And we'll see you again on Counterpoint.
Point Counterpoint. I'm Point.
I'm Counterpoint.
As usual, and Point's always right. We'll see you next time on Point Counterpoint.